I think let us get going. So a very good evening, participants, students of Globsyn Business School. Welcome to the International Globsyn Business School student webinar. I have the pleasure of welcoming with me Professor Burak Kas, who is the head of Foreign Languages and Cultures Department at Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University in Turkey. The theme for today's International Students webinar is Coping with COVID-19 Pandemic, a student's perspective from an MBA. COVID-19, as all of you know, has impacted the world across all sectors and geographies. The impact of the pandemic is unprecedented and still unexplored. COVID-19 has forced businesses, including universities across India and the world, to suspend physical classes and shift to an online and blended learning mode. While faculties grapple with new ways of managing this sudden transition into the online education, students are left clinging onto their mobile phones and computer screens. Higher education is seldom about classes or grades. Rather, it is about experience that prepares a student to become a functioning member of the workforce with requisite knowledge, skills, and life experiences. While most institutions of higher education are trying their best in this situation, nobody knows what will happen next. Globsyn Business School, built on the edifice of innovation, research, and technology, set up in the year 2002 by our founder chairman, Mr. Vikram Dasgupta, has quickly adapted to this new normal and shifted all its activities in an online mode with the onset of the pandemic in March 2019. GBS believes in learning beyond education. GBS Students Council plays a very active role in facilitating the majorities of the beyond education initiatives by conceptualizing activities and executing them. I once again welcome Professor Burak Kas and all the students of Globsyn Business School and all the students of Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University. I would now request, before I go on into the international webinar in an informal and interactive mode, I would now request the knowledge cell to play the Globsyn video. Please. Thank you, everyone, and a warm welcome to all the participants today for today's International Students Webinar. The theme for today's seminar is Coping with COVID-19 Pandemic and MBA Perspective. And I have the pleasure in welcoming and introducing Professor Bura Kas once again, who is the head of Foreign Languages and Cultures Department at Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University, the picturesque country of Turkey. Professor Bura, I would now like you to talk about a little bit about your experiences and background, a little bit about the university that you represent, how old it is, what are the different courses they run, and a little bit about the current economic scenario in Turkey as of now, post the pandemic. Yes, over to you, Professor Bura.
Okay, so thank you. And I'm Bura, and I work for the Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University as the head of the Foreign Languages and Cultures Department. And initially, I want to introduce and summarize the introduction of our university to you. And I'm going to talk about our rector and our university and the faculties. And I'm going to summarize it without taking too much time. As you know, we are in Turkey and we are located in the Tokat city of Turkey, and our rector is Professor Dr. Bünyamin Şahin, and our university was founded in 1992, and we have 18 faculties, and some of them can be listed as Faculty of Agriculture, Dentistry, Economics and Administrative Sciences, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Engineering and Natural Sciences, Faculty of Fine Arts, Health Sciences, Law, Medicine, Faculty of Pharmacy, Faculty of Science and Letters, and Faculty of Theology. So these are some of the faculties in the Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University. And in addition to these faculties, we have 13 vocational schools of higher education, and we have 7 schools of higher education, and we have 4 institutes for postgraduate education, and we have 11 research centers in our university. So in these faculties and higher school institutions, we have 232 departments, and in these departments we have 1,320 academic staff and 1,725 administrative staff serve both to the faculty members and the students as well. And today we have nearly 33,000 students in our campuses. In terms of campuses, we have a main campus, and it's called as Taşlı Çiftlik campus, and this campus is 7 kilometers far to the city center. And we have 9 more campuses apart from this campus, and one of these campuses is in the city center again. And with its rich library facilities and easily accessible academic staff, Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University is a transparent, participative, enterprising, and favorite university in a peaceful city where students can spend most beautiful and productive years of their life. Especially the international students are well welcomed by our rector because he pays really attention to the international students in our campus. And I want to talk about our library again because we have the biggest library of the region. Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University Central Library with its 4 branch libraries, and it includes 4 branch libraries. And Tokat City Library also serves to the researchers in its own region, but to all researchers in Turkey within the frame of Inter-University Libraries Collaboration Platform. And in the perspective of the students, we have 50 student clubs, and my friend Fulya will talk about the student clubs, and she will give some information about the student council facilities and activities. So in order to prepare the students from outside, our city have dormitories both on campus and dormitories and pensions in the city center and in the districts. In addition to these dormitories, we have some special dormitories to host the students who will come abroad. In terms of the student facilities, we have the central dining hall and 2 different social facilities serve meals to staff and the students. Moreover, our students also benefit from the university hospital, which is located on the Ali Şevki Erek campus, which is at the city center of Tokat. For social activities, our university has central cafeteria, restaurants, gyms, indoor and outdoor sports facility, synthetic pitch, and a grandstand with capacity for 1,750 persons. And we have athletic tracks, and in the middle of the campus, we have indoor semi-Olympic swimming pool for both our students and our academic staff. And we are very happy to host the international students in our university, and we are very happy to provide education to them. But the applicants should attend some examinations defined by the University Council. And students are accepted to the undergraduate and postgraduate programs according to score of one of the international exams they have to take. And foreign students can apply to Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University with their high school diplomas. And also, we host many international students through the Erasmus and Erasmus Plus organizations from all over the world. So I want to try to summarize the features of our university and try to draw a picture for you.
Thank you, Professor Bura, for highlighting your university and the different departments and the evolution of your university. I think as a country, both India and Turkey entered into a lockdown almost in the same time. That is somewhere around in March 2019. So can you share some of your experiences, how you moved to online teaching and learning, and what difficulties and challenges you had faced, and how did you overcome the same from your perspectives, Professor Bura?
The first patient was officially declared on March 2019, and after this bad news, the Higher Council of Turkey gave a 3 weeks holiday to all of the students and let them to turn back to their hometowns. And in this 3-week holiday, our IT staff settled a distance education program and integrated this program to our systems. And after this 3-week holiday, the courses were started to be lectured online. So the students and the lecturers were not very ready for this process, and we have difficulties at the beginning. So some of the students don't have the internet connection because they live the countryside of the cities they live, and but in a few weeks we solved all the problems and started online education as if we are doing in formal education. For example, if the students have 30 hours per week, we provide them 30 hours on online platforms as well. And the placement and admission are settled by Higher Education Council of Turkey. And last year, we completed the fall term like this. And at the beginning of this year, I mean 2020 and 2021 academic year, we started our education for full term on online platforms again. And we are doing the courses online, and next week we are going to make our final exams again on the same platforms by using some online applications. So the final exams, for example, will be given as assignments, homeworks, video recordings, or online examinations. And this situation depends on the decision of the faculty member.
Professor Bura, has there been any students or faculty resistance in moving over to the online teaching mode, including
No, we don't
examination?
have any
How did
resistance.
students respond?
So we don't have any resistance to resistance for online education. Some of the students demanded not to go on to the education if the education will be online, but we persuade them to provide a well-organized education as if this education is like formal education.
Actually, here also in Globsyn Business School, we started off the courses immediately almost from April 2019 in an online digital mode. We held the foundation programs for the next batch also in an online business course, and the current academic year also we are currently moving entirely into online teaching, which includes synchronous classes conducted by the faculty, and also asynchronous recordings made available to all the students. And I've also successfully completed the examinations with almost close to 100% attendance in all the exams.
So the University Council tried to implement a mixed model, both online and formal education. But you know, the pandemic didn't let us to implement such a model for education, and we have to proceed the education through online platforms.
Thank you, Professor Bura. We at Globsyn Business School, we are basically a very niche business school which offers technical education. And you are aware, in technical education, placements are one of the factors that students typically look in for from the business school. Given the current economic scenario that there has been a meltdown, what has been the students' response to the current admissions that is happening in 2020 or maybe is in the pipeline in 2021? Has it taken a back foot, or how is the students' response, including maybe parents and guardians?
So the online education decreased the expenditure of the students because they are at their hometown and they stay in their houses, and so this situation was in favor of the students in terms of economical aspect. But as all over the world, the pandemic hit the economy of Turkey. So we have difficult times, but we hope it will be in the end in a few months or in a short time period.
Do you think students and faculty members, including administrative staff, have picked up well on the technology side? Have they picked up well in learning the new technology?
We have in-service trainings for both faculty members and the academic staff. You know, the students are very good at using technology. But in order to proceed the process flawlessly, our University Council provides technology educations, in-service educations to the staff.
Okay, thank you, Professor Bura. I would like now to introduce the members of the Students' Council from both the universities. I have with me Krishnendu from Globsyn Business School, and I also have with me a student from Toku University, Fulia. Over to you, Krishnendu. You can interact amongst yourselves and debrief the participants and share your experiences. Over to you, Krishnendu.
Good evening to all the fellow panelists and my batchmates in India, and a very good afternoon to my fellow panelists and to everyone in Turkey. My name is Krishnendu Das. Currently, I'm pursuing my postgraduate diploma in management from Globsyn Business School. I'm pursuing a dual specialization program. So I've taken marketing management as my major and information system as my minor. Currently, I'm also the president of the Student Council Board at Globsyn Business School. I'm coming with a work experience of 26 months as a subject matter expert in Wipro technologies. And I'm also a big Manchester United fan. Fulia, I would like to know something about you. Hi, Fulia, are you audible? Fulia, I guess Fulia's not been able to hear me. Okay, so what I would do is that let me go ahead and carry on with how during this time period, how we went ahead at Globsyn Business School as an institute, how did we carry on with our as service principal service taking about our assessments. So as we all know that the institute was closed, and because of the nationwide lockdown, we the students, we were also not sure about how we are going to have our exams, because end of the day it's a 2-year program we are also studying for. But rest assured, our institute was very prepared for conducting an online examination, as we were already into a blend of learning offline and online education. So recently, we also finished with our online examinations. We had our third semesters, first semesters we just completed with that. So overall, it was indeed a great experience and a learning curve in terms of during examinations, how to manage the time, the use of technology. Indeed, it was a great experience, I would like to say.
Oh, well, Krishnendu, thank you. Would you like to have some questions for Professor Bura from the student side?
I think Fulia misunderstood you. So she was waiting for Krishan to finish his conversation, and I warned him from WhatsApp.
Okay. Is
So
she,
we
is
have
she,
Sorry for this
is she,
misunderstanding.
is she back on the screen?
I guess yes. Fulia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
I was
great, lovely. We have you back over here. So why don't you tell me something about yourself and your institute?
okay. First of all, namaste in your language. Hello, hello to everyone. I am Fulya Mayda Gümüş. I'm 24 years old and I'm studying public administration at Gaziosmanpasa University. I am one of the founder and member of Tokat Gaziosmanpasa University Erasmus Club because I made Erasmus 1 year in the Poland, and my Erasmus friends, me and my lecturers from International Relations Office, we established this club. And also I like to read books, to searching to the which I curious, and I'm interested also arts and sports, some kind of sports, and I like to meeting to new people and different cultures. I'm so curious about foreign languages and cultures. First of all, I can say this for myself. And also I can talk about the period of the Corona in Turkey and our school. What did our school in these times? First of all, I can say this to in this period, our school took actions immediately, rapidly. We took actions, and as my lecturer said, Burak has said, we handled almost all problems in 3 weeks. We gave to break to education 3 weeks, and in this 3 weeks, thanks to our rector Professor Dr. Binyamin Şahin and his assistants, both new server system, and our school create this server system, and quickly all students and lecturers can access to online lessons by our new online education portal, and our lecturers made lessons from this portal, and some lecturers made exams, some lecturers made some lectures give to tests to us, or some projects, and all these process, all these exam term is following to whole rules from the rectorate, because all rules and to evaluating to students, the marking system follow to rectorate rules, and even
Sorry for interruption. May I add something at this point?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Perspective of faculty members. So we aim to inform the students about the success criteria, and we create rubrics to assess the examination types. If you give us a project as a visa exam, we will use this rubric to assess your project. But if you give us a homework, we're going to use this rubric to assess your visa exam.
Thank you, Professor Bura. We have also introduced rubrics in the last 5 years, and if you are aware, we have continuous evaluations as well as summative evaluations, and all our evaluations are mapped with the rubrics based on what are the parameters the corporates are looking in for, because the corporates are all the ultimate buying points at this point of time.
So the single advantage of this COVID process can be designed as this process forced the faculty members to use formative assessment rubrics.
Right.
During the normal education, we make sit-down examinations and we make summative assessment. But this process enabled all of us, and both the students and the lecturers, to use formative assessment techniques.
Can you mention something, Professor Bura, you mentioned something about the open book examinations. Can you just give us some details and share some experiences about your end semesters?
So we open book examinations, because we make the examinations online, but we put the attendance of the courses, the activities of the students during the lecture times, online lectures, put into the consideration while determining the assessment of the final exam or the visa exam point of the student. We do not just focus on the open book exam submission.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Julia, I interrupted your conversation. Sorry?
Over to you, Krishnendu.
Yeah, Fulya, if you would like to continue, and you're saying something, if you could continue that.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Actually, I think I gave the main topic of my conversation. I mean that our university informed us and announced to all process how will go on. We announced us, we informed us too rapidly, and we didn't feel like, oh, suddenly face-to-face education stop and we are in new normal. Okay, it's normal, but we were like we feel like we have already making online education like before, because it wasn't shock for us, because our rector and our university staffs and our lecturers were too tolerant to us, and they afford too much and too clearly they handled this process, and we didn't feel like we didn't suffer off like to keep up this process. We keep up this process so clearly and fastly.
Oh, that's great. That's almost kind of similar to us that we even had. So we being the students, while we are changing the mode of examinations, a continuous evaluation mode, and then the online mode. Yes, we were used to it, but again, it's a new thing coming up to us. Fulya, why don't you tell me something about your student council activities, the engagement programs that you are having among your students, the
Mhm,
events that you had during the period of lockdown? If there are certain instances you would like to share about any events.
mhm. Uh, Actually, of course, in this pandemic process, our students and school clubs couldn't make too much events face to face. We were trying to make our events or some panels to from online, for example, like now, and. Cause of corona, we stopped to making face to face these kind of to panels or meetings, but also they are trying to produce new contents for in pandemic times, for also after pandemic times. Beyond of all these, they are working on to make new contents, events for after pandemic process, as I say. And for example, I can give a little our experience for before pandemic. Before pandemic, as I said, my teachers, my Erasmus friends, and my lecturers from international relations office, we create to Erasmus club for new candidates, for new students, and we wanted to make some meetings, and we did, but also for these and other our clubs, students council clubs, were making stuff, but in this pandemic time, we were making online, such as we make to online some little concert. Also, we were working on the new projects from online. Generally, we did to like from online, but not too much. But we were doing it. For now, we are actually working. What can we do after Corona? Now we are criticizing, and we are thinking about which events can we create. We are talking about thinking about it.
Great. So what I would also like to share some of the events that we
Mhm.
had, like during COVID, the lockdown was in for worldwide lockdown took place. So everyone was in the houses stuck. So we decided to do something for our from our institute, from our for the teaching and the non-teaching staffs. So we thought that there should be something that should be a night, the event, a cultural event that we should have for the teachers, for the non-teaching staffs. So we had an event known as Sargam. So it was a cultural night in which it was a night for the teachers, non-teaching staffs to enjoy, interact, engage. It was a night to assure the teachers that we all are into this fight together, like we are standing next to you. Then we again moving on, we had Teachers Day, we had again farewell. We all know our seniors, it's the last mile that you connect to the corporate extravaganza. So we had a farewell, it was conducted online. We had Teachers Day, in which we saw the other sides of our teachers. Some of the teachers sang, played instruments like tablas. So overall, yes, COVID has stopped few things, but I think COVID has also instrumented, or I can say COVID has accelerated the use of technology and opened new windows for us to go ahead and explore. Like if I have to one more event, like eat I mean titanium. So titanium is like our main sports event. It's an annual sports event that we conduct. So every year we have this event in the campus. As earlier in the video you saw, we have a big playground, we have a indoor games facility, we have recreational activities over there. But this year we couldn't. So what we did is that we came up with a new format, one of its kind, e-titanium. So we had all the events, all the games online. So we had a online version of carom, cricket. We had an online edition treasure hunt, which is a very famous. We had a treasure hunt. We had games like Counter-Strike, Clash Royals, and if you have to give you an engagement number, so we had around 550 games played in only 27 hours. So we had students first year, second year students participating, engaging. It was a great event. So likewise, we are planning also for the future. There are certain events that we are also thinking about to host. Let's see how it goes and how the pandemic turns out to be.
Uh, Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Krishnendu. I have one question from Fulia about the student side. You, including your batchmates from different programs, what are your aspirations? Do you want to get into a corporate career? Do you want to become an entrepreneur? Or do you want to get into higher education? What are your dreams and what do you looking forward to?
Actually, after my first of all, thank you for question.
Yeah.
Actually, after my graduation, I want to make a master. Uh, uh, Actually, I'm thinking about making master in abroad, but as you know, it's up to the corona virus process. If it if it keeps this virus being in abroad or in Turkey, maybe I can make in my country. But I want to be academician because
Okay.
I want to learn too many things. I'm curious about searching, and also I love to teach to someone, to helping to someone, because if you know something, I think you should share it. If you shared it, it can spread to all the world. And if you can use this the like good way, you can take back, you can take good feedbacks. And I want to be academician actually.
Okay.
But maybe I can make when I make a master, maybe I can make some find jobs also.
Okay, I think you will make Professor Bura and your faculty members proud by becoming a teacher or an academician. And they should have made a worthy move to make you and seeing you as a successful teacher. Do you have any questions to Christian? Would you like to ask about us,
Yeah,
about students in India?
please.
Yeah. Also, I'm wondering his plans for future, and maybe we can invite him to our university and he can
Okay,
higher education something.
that is
Thank you for
something we are
that.
surely looking forward
Maybe
to a
he can
long-term exchange.
join. Maybe he can make to interview in Turkey. Maybe he can join Erasmus program and comes to Turkey, because last year we had Lithuanian friends, Spanish friends, and now we have African friends, and also we have Sudan from Sudan teacher, and we are international school. We are waiting for you.
Thank you for
Do
that.
you
I would
have
use,
do you have
yes, sir.
any Fulia? Do you have any intentions of which are the tourist places would you like to visit in India, which you know of?
Actually, I want to see India, but I didn't have
You mean money?
chance. I didn't have chance before, but I don't know. But for now, maybe I can save money and I can come. But many years ago, I just met a girl, and she went to. She said she has been in India, and she told me, go India. It's so different place. It's so different culture. She just kept this in my mind, and I just want to see even that time. I was started to wondering about to India. Also, I'm watching your Bollywood movies. I know some your cultures, dancing, and also it's so different for me. Why not? I want to see.
Okay, you must be aware, Fulia, that India is one of the oldest civilizations in the world, which dates
Yeah.
back to as early as 10,000 BC. Yeah. Any
Mhm.
final questions from your side, Krishnendu, to Fulia?
I would just like to just acknowledge what Foley has said, and I would surely like to board on the plane after the COVID situation is fine and come down to your campus. I'll surely like to know the culture over there as well.
I have a
And again, once you're here, I would like to also be a proper guide to you to take you around India.
Professor
You're
Manas,
most
I'll just
welcome.
come back to you. Just give me a little bit more time. Yeah, go ahead, Krishnendu.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, once Fulia is here, once COVID is fine, when she's here, we can be a good guide to her. I can be a good guide to her, showing around the places over here.
Okay. Thank you, Krishnendu.
Yes, sir.
Any messages from Professor Bura to our students? Professor Bura, do you have any message for our students?
So as I said at the beginning of my conversation, especially our rector is very eager to host international students. So I think we have 2,000 international students from only African countries this year. So we will be very happy to host you. And if Krishan wants to have education or visit our country once upon a time in the future, I promise I will welcome him at the airport.
Okay, that's a very nice gesture from your part.
Sir.
So in physical appearance, we are very identical to each other.
Okay.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. Now with this, I would like to put forward some questions from the participants or my faculty team, from anyone who is listening to us for the last few while. Yeah, over to you, Professor Manas Chakraborty.
Yeah, I have a question for Fulia.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Fulia. This is Manas Chakraborty. Since you live in Istanbul, right?
Yes, I'm living in Istanbul.
Yeah. So, have you been to, or how far you are from Masumiyet Musesi, the museum?
It's this museum belongs to one of the favorite writer, Orhan Pamuk, and I read that book 4 years ago. And
I have also written a review of that book. So that's interesting. So,
what's your thought about the book?
It was a review of that book, but I have only read the book. I would have terribly liked to visit the museum also.
Yeah.
How
You
does
should.
it look like?
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
How does the museum look like from inside?
You are on mute, Fulia. Fulia, you are on mute. Yeah.
Sorry. I read that book, and maybe did you see in the last page of book there's a ticket. If you read this book, you to show to the security of.
It's a corner building. It's a building which has roads. It is a building which has streets on both sides.
In that book, there's tickets. And this character in book, he's saying, if someone read the story with Füsun, with Füsun, Kemal and Füsun, and Kemal says, if someone read our story, they can see to our museum, and they can see with their eyes our life. And he requests from Orhan Pamuk that put just free tickets. And if you go with your book to a museum, and if you show to security to people, you can you can show, and they can stamp, and you can see. Because Masumiyet Musesi is very nice place. Really recommend you to go there. If you will visit in Istanbul future, I hope you can see. Definitely, sorry, it's already in the wish list.
Okay, thank you, Fulia. Any other questions from any one of the students or participants? For Professor Bura or Fulia, any questions for the students?
Actually, I'm wondering that how you can evaluate to the student council to like workflow. Can you say a little bit like shortly in a brief?
I didn't get you once again.
Say also. I just.
Yeah, please, Christian, to address her.
Yeah, I'll take that. So fully, if I've got you rightly, you're asking the how do we work around with the student council, the board structure, as in, right?
I mean, like short workflow, like chart. I will show you also, like,
Like she means
Okay, I'll
every
tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. So,
or you can tell also.
great. I'll just tell you. So, the student council. So, it's a body that has been selected by the management. So, there are different selection procedures. There are different parameters. Out of which one of them is your performance on different grounds, like your attendance, your college, your institute engagement that you are, clarity to your vision and mission statement of student council. After that, we go through to a panel of faculty of panel. We have an interview with the faculty panelist. After that, the board of the student council board is formed. So the structure goes as in, so there is, we have different verticals. There are 6 verticals currently we are having, starting with campus admin. Then we have team serendipity. We have fundraising team who dedicatedly takes care of the fun part. Then going ahead, with fundraising, we have Embrian, which is the entrepreneurship cell. So during this COVID time, lockdown time, so we had a business plan competition. That was one of the events which was conducted by the Embrian team. And I'll just like to also share something, like during this event, their students came up with different business ideas, blueprints, and also there were different apps. There were apps which was built, which was made by our students. And if the whole event was judged by expert corporate practitioners, they were there. So overall, this is the board structure. So there are different job roles aligned to different departments. Like we have campus events, so any events which are taking place in the events, like rightly we had titanium, so that is the event which is taken care by campus event. So the entrepreneurship cell, which takes care of the entrepreneurship events which are having, like the Embrian cell, it takes care of these competitions. So fundraising team is totally dedicated in uh, looking into allocation of funds, collection of funds for various events. We have campus admin, so campus admin takes care of day-to-day issue. Like currently we are not in campus, but still there are different issues we might face in terms of technology, so addressing it to the concerned team, right team. In this way we have different verticals that has been aligned. Then we have a vice president, then we have the president. So this is in general the board structure, the workings that we work around.
Okay, thank you, Krishnendu. Fulia, I have a question from one of my students to you. You are aware India is a big country with a population of currently around 140 crore, and it spans the vast expanse from north to south, east and west. And Indians are usually great foodies, and across north and south you get a host variety of food. So what is a famous food that from Istanbul or Turkey you'd like to wish our students for? That is one from Devjani Maiti. What is a
Yeah.
food that you'd like to host? Your favorite food?
Actually, Turkey and India also so big country, as you know, and we have too many different tastes. Uh, but in Istanbul, I can offer to the Indian my friends. They can go Sultanahmet. They can eat special meatballs. Also, in Taksim Square, we have good fast food restaurants like wet hamburgers, some we say like hot dogs, different type of hot dogs. Also Turkish kebab. I think all world is now it we have kebab. We have too much kind of kebab, and also from Ottoman Empire to the present, we have Turkish delights.
One of my students have already mentioned that Turkish delights above all.
Yeah. And also they can go eminent and they can eat fish. It's also too famous doing it. And we have different sauce, and it's we called hummus, and it's making a kind of bean, and some they are putting honey or some spicy tastes. And I know the Indian people,
but we are not as good at as in terms of
and Turkey, I think there is, and Turkey again are famous for different types of breads also, like hummus, a student mentions.
hummus.
And
We
desert,
have baklava.
Deserts like
maybe you know.
desert like baklava. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
we
good.
have mantı, and also we are caring too much to breakfast. We have long tables and two different different types of like some foods. Turkish cuisine is so like wide.
And
Okay.
raki, or however you pronounce it, the drink, raki, R-A-K-I.
Yeah, raki and fish.
Okay. A big thank you to all the participants. Professor Bura, any final message from your side before we wrap up for the session?
So these days, our only desire is the pandemic process to be finished and to disappear forever. And in Turkey, we are about to start the vaccination process, but the number of the vaccination is not enough for now. And so I wish healthy days to both our own friends and our friends in India, and etc. And thanks a lot to invite us such a webinar.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Bura, and thank you,
You're always
Fulia, and to all
You're
the students
welcome.
from your university. I think we from Globsyn Business School, we indeed would look forward to a long-term association with your university in terms of student exchange. I think Professor Bura has already mentioned that he will be there welcoming the students at our airport.
Yes.
We also look forward to faculty exchange, cross-border research, collaborations, and more institutional participations in future. Thank you, Professor Bura, and thank you, Fulia, from the entire team at Globsyn Business School. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Have a happy new year, very happy new year wishes to all of you. We will remain in touch with you. And namaskar to all of you.
Thank you.
Namaskar,
Thank
Professor
you.
Bura. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Anything
thank
from
you.
your
You're
side,
welcome.
Shauli?
It was a
Shauli,
pleasure
anything
for
from your
us.
side?
Look forward. This is just the beginning. We look
Okay.
forward to take this
Yeah.
to the next level. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining.
We thank you. We thank you. I thank you to my rector, my teachers, and you, all of you, because you give to us the opportunity to making this. It's also my first webinar international, and I was kind of excited, but you were so smiley face and like friendly. I feel like family. We know each other like long time, and thank you for these behaviors. So thank you so much.
I think Fulia is trying to take advantage to be an academician in the future.
That's a nice gesture. We look forward to you visiting our country as well.
Hope to see you again.
Thank you so
Maybe we can talk one day when I'm as an academician. We can talk about our universities.
Joint
Thank
research.
you.